morning, campers. Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program version 1.0.4. And we are actually heavy a mod tonight. Oh my gosh, that is going to be an expensive upgrade. Why do I, you know what? What is flight planning? Flight planning. That sounds like maneuver nodes to me. Is that what I need for maneuver nodes? You know, I need the extra contracts as well. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. I think maneuver nodes will be very helpful. So I don't know. Oh man, I need to hire a new pilot as well. All right. Which one to use is a pilot? Okay, we can have Fredbus or Tamra or Melian. I feel like we need a pretty good mix of courage and stupidity for a pilot. So it's between Fredbus and Melian. They're even in stupidity, so let's go with Melian. She's got the extra courage. It's going to be about half my funds to hire her. Alright. Melian, you are our only hope. Alright. Let's just hope you're luckier than Val. The end of the last episode was a little bit depressing, but I don't think we're set back too terribly far. Dudegan! Low Kerbal orbit. Can we rescue Dudegan? I could use a free Kerbal, and that's worth a lot of money. Question is, can I safely land? Seems like a reliable thing we can try anyway. So let's do that, and we can, at the same time, do science data from space around Kerbal. Turn to Kerbal from a flyby of the moon. I feel like this one's trying to tell me something. Sure. We'll do that later, though. First off, let's go rescue our dude in low Kerbal orbit. And that means it's time for future me to take over the commentary. So what you see here is a little bit of work I did on a kind of it's like a really lame version of the X-37. The idea being I'm going to launch a very small space plane into orbit on top of a rocket with the intention that I should be able to control reentry enough for this vessel to survive returning through the atmosphere. Anyway, the idea being that as I'm on reentry, I will be controlling the pitch to give us some extra altitude, bleed off a little bit more speed, and hopefully not explode. Since obviously just going purely ballistic is no longer a viable option, even with just a capsule. So we're going to have a lot of extra parachutes on this. As you can see, we've got a science bay, and I'm trying to make the fairing work, but it just doesn't want to go around those wings. So we're just going to cheat it a little bit and move the wings inside the spacecraft as much as we can anyway. I don't know why I'm worried so much about the clipping when I'm using other clipping in order to make this happen, but you know, it works. It's also got landing legs, just under the optimism that when and if the parachute successfully fired, I didn't want to blow up what was left of the spacecraft when it touched down. And it's going to be riding to orbit under this fairing, and the fairing is so massive that I'm just going to go ahead and throw a 2.5 meter rocket underneath it. So we'll be riding to orbit in style on a skipper this time. So it should be pretty interesting. A nice beefy rocket, but nothing too complicated, no boosters, just, you know, 3 sections of the large Rockamax tanks and a skipper. And off we go. Oh, and fins. Of course there's fins. You need fins. Why would you not have fins? Alright, so it's equatorial orbit and 79,000, so this shouldn't be a problem. Let's get a nice countdown going. SAS. Liftoff in 3, 2, 1. Blast off. Throttle down to 1G. Slight tilt. So we're not coming down over the launch pad if we don't make it to orbit. 75,000. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright. Jettison fairing. Add maneuver. So admittedly, not the most efficient launch profile. Let's get a crew report. Transmit. No comm devices. Right. Right. Light that engine. Gun it for space. So, not a great orbit, but a suitable one for now. We can circularize and fix this later. So there in front we need a lower orbit. So let's actually, that's at 70. So we want to circularize to here. Add maneuver. Yoink. 70 by 70 would be perfect. Alright, circularizing at 70,000. $70,012, $70,001, Excellent! You're just, like, right skimming the atmosphere. Let's give it a few orbits to catch up. 50x is all I can time warp. Alright, well, I'm not going to make y'all sit through this. So I will see you when we've caught up with poor Dudgan. And we're back, and we are almost caught up with Dudgan. So let's actually make a maneuver. First off, let's set Dudgan as our target and make a maneuver here at our descending node. Goal being to see exactly how close of an encounter we can get on the other side of the planet. Not a very good one, actually. How's that? That's 1.3. Alright, let's go for that maneuver. Alright, so what we did there is we brought, we're doing the maneuver between the ascending and descending node so that it brings one of those nodes up to, it's simultaneously boosting our orbit so that we're going above the orbit of Dudgan's capsule, which will slow us down a little bit because we're waiting an additional orbit to do this maneuver. It'll bring us above Dudgan's capsule, give him enough time to catch up with us so that the moment where our orbits cross over, we'll be very close together. It might not make a whole lot of intuitive sense, but it'll get us there. That's the important thing. And here we are, just about to pass within 100 meters. And part. Alright, Dudgan, time to get out and walk. Doesn't even have a heat shield. Or a parachute. How are you planning to get back down? Alright, let's rename this thing. Dudgan's Folly, and this is now Debris. Okay. No electric charge. Alright, EVA. Let's get a crew report. No, not a crew report. I need an EVA report. Keep the data. Space. I don't know what kind of Kerbal Dudgan is. Where's my other spacecraft? You know, I feel like I've forgotten something. Where's the other spacecraft? Target. Where is it? There it is. Okay, it's off the nose by a bit. EVA. Okay, cool. I still have the logo. Space. R. Lights, please. I will need those when we get there. Here we go. Alright, just need to come in near the ladder, and Dudigan will be able to climb aboard. Grab and board. Success! We have Dudigan and Melian. They are together at last. It shall be a partnership forged in terror. We're very much in space. Alright, let's open the cargo bay doors and get some temperature data. Useful. Let's close the cargo bay doors. Let's bring this thing down. Alright, so we want to aim for the Space Center, which is on the dark side. So let's fast forward. You know, let's not worry about it. Let's just make sure we come in over an ocean, which means here. So we'll do our deorbit burn. Here, add a maneuver. Here, we'll add a maneuver. Oh, too much. Way too much. Alright. So it periapsis to drop down to... Let's do 50. Alright. So this is relearning how reentry works, especially with a stubbly winged command pod like the one we are flying. Are we on electric charge, by the way? Doing good, doing good. Those extra batteries coming in handy. Alright, everyone, cross your fingers, because now is when it's going to get interesting. Okay, well, maybe not right now, but, you know. Just quick save, just in case I somehow manage to crash the game here. Been playing for about an hour. About an hour now. So, let's do the burn. Cut engine. See where that put us. 50,000. That's encouraging. Alright, so that angle ought to be good. Let's time warp to atmospheric entry. Which is right there. And atmospheric entry means it's time for future me to take over the commentary once more. So I was going to just leave this in at full length, but that would have been literally the entire episode, because this re-entry from atmospheric entry to the point where I am going to stop fast-forwarding was 18 minutes. 18 minutes, almost 20 minutes, just to get to the point where I decide to let you all come back in real time. So quite a harrowing re-entry burn that we go through here. As you can see, we're still skimming the upper parts of the atmosphere. No heating effects just yet. The camera going a little bit weird. So one of the, like I was saying when we were designing the plane, or the spacecraft, one of the neat things that we were able to do with a space plane design rather than with a just a command pod is we get a lot more lift. So we have a little bit more control as we're coming in. So we're going to keep it at this nose-up attitude as we come in. The fins will help with that, as well as we've got a lot of extra batteries inside the cargo bay there, so that we have plenty of torque available. The fins will help a lot with that, and also the game simulates lifting body effects now. So we're getting lift just from the long body of the craft underneath us. So you can actually see there very briefly the periapsis was rising from the lift that we're generating, just cutting through this part of the atmosphere. We're still slowing down overall more than we are gaining altitude. So it's going to overall drop us, and once we hit the thicker part of the atmosphere around 50,000, we're really going to start dropping our altitudes. We're definitely coming in this time. Let me put it that way. It's not a skim. It is a full-blown reentry, and we should start seeing heating effects soon. Trying to figure out what star that is that we're pointing at. It is in fact Minmus on the horizon. And you can see now our trajectory goes into the ground, so this is absolutely, positively an entry. I was thinking about trying to roll the craft as we're coming in to even out the heating, but it turns out that isn't really going to help us too much here. So there's the heating effects going in earnest. A little bit worried about the parachutes, the radial parachutes on the cargo bay. The temperature indicators on those popped up very early. Luckily, the memory leak with those has been fixed for this version, so don't need to worry about that so much. You can leave them there if you want them. They're kind of useful information. Here's me trying the rollover again to see if that actually makes a difference. It turns out not really. Just trying some S-turns as well, just trying to bleed off as much speed as possible and turn it into altitude. This is kind of similar to what the shuttle would do on its re-entry, to bleed off some excess velocity as it was coming in. Just look at the flame effects. I cannot believe that this even came close to working. But yeah, as you can see, we're doing a lot better. We've got a lot more control than we had with just the pod. We're losing speed much faster. We're still quite high in the atmosphere, 35,000 meters. Dropping fast, but still going more horizontal than we are down, which is excellent. Though the landing legs, the temperatures on those getting up there, the wings are holding quite nicely, as well as the two command pods. They're not experiencing very many issues. Right now, still just the parachutes and the landing legs. None of which, well, the parachute's very much important to our landing strategy, but the landing legs we can go without, especially if we manage to hit the ocean here that we are aiming for. Anyway, I'm about to bring y'all back in, so I will pass this back to real-time me. I hope you enjoyed that, like, condensed 20-minute slug of video of me re-entering the atmosphere, because I certainly didn't. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was very stressful. Re-entry is very stressful now. So anyway, back to past me. This might actually work. It's not as loud anymore. The noise is dying down. Oh my gosh, I think this actually worked. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. We did it. We actually did it. We're heading straight for the mountains, but we did it. Heck, we almost made it back to the Space Center. Holy cow. Let's keep losing speed here. Definitely want to miss the mountains. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this worked! Where are the mountains? The mountains are there. Alright, so we're forcing the yeah, we're forcing the trajectory away from the mountains. desperately need to go subsonic. Let's jettison the engine. Shit. Oh, for crying out loud, really? Really? All my parachutes? Really? That is bull. Monkeys. Bull monkeys. Maybe at least one of them will live. Survive! Please survive! I hope you live. You don't look like you're going to live. Did she actually live? No. Are you going to live? Did you bounce? Or are you just not hit yet? He lived! Ha ha! Alright. Anything else survive? Nothing else survived. God, I hope you're a pilot. Alright, so right here, this is going to be to save. Save. Okay. Alright, let's recover Dudegan. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that actually worked. Huzzah! Dudegan is level 1. What is Dudegan? Dudegan's a pilot. Perfect. I won a Miss Million. She only got one flight and she didn't even land. Alright. So, thing I'm going to do, now that I've got a decent amount of funds in Dudegan, we're going to launch a vessel that's not in this to do anything important. It's just a test. It is going to be a Stay Putnik, Mark 1 command pod, a shield. Alright, we're going to be flying this with no pilot. No, nothing really except the, nothing really except the probe core. This is purely a parachute test, and I don't want to risk losing a Kerbal on this one. Right. No SAS. Got it. Okay. So this is going to be a ballistic reentry, but at a decent arc. Not straight down, but not terribly shallow either. Thousand meters. Right, we're about to drop below the speed of sound, but we're only at 5,000 meters, and we are above a ridge. Oh boy, this is gonna be close. This is gonna be very, very close. Come on, come on, come on, come on. The moment that says risky, I'm hitting the button. Oh boy. Come on, come on. Nope, not enough time. Alright, so this time we're coming in a little bit steeper actually than we did last time, which is alarming. But that was because I messed up the launch a lot worse than last time. So I'm going to try and keep it a little bit nose up as we come in. Just because that will give us a little bit like that'll give us a little bit of lift. And might slow us down a bit. I'm not sure though. We'll see. If we can bleed off a little bit of that speed with some extra vertical velocity, or at least less bleed off of vertical velocity, I will take it. Bleeding electric charge, and it's definitely causing some heating effects on other parts. Also, we're, screaming towards the ground at extremely high velocity still. 9,000. Unsafe, unsafe, unsafe. Come on, risky, risky, risky. Come on, risky. Nope, not even enough. Still not enough. What does it take to get a command pod down to the ground in this version? Whatever the hell that is made of, it decelerated a lot better than me. Can I switch to that? What bit is this? This is the rocket body completely survived. Didn't burn up. Traveling in a nice leisurely 100. Like, the heat shield is what's killing me here, from the looks of it. That could have been a completely recoverable landing. What the heck? My solemn duty to place yet another RIP flag. Parachutes, definitely not my Kerbals friends. Anyway, that is going to do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you next time. Have a great day. Hopefully the next episode will not end with a funeral.